Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan Na, and
And I'm Barryn Chun.
our friend Jingjie has a busy schedule, so he can't be with us today, and we'll be talking about user script environments. So, what is Greasemonkey or Tampermonkey? It's basically a web browser extension manager that allows users to manage user scripts. Some features are a clear overview of running scripts, built-in editor, zip-based imports and exports, automatic updates, and fixed rendering bugs. So basically, it's just a program that allows the user to change the website on their side, the client side, to add scripts or functions. So this won't affect the site permanently. It just gives you the tools and functions to help you with your web activities. So Greasemonkey was created before Tampermonkey, but they both work the same way. However, today the most commonly used version is Tampermonkey, because Greasemonkey can only be used on Mozilla Firefox, and Tampermonkey can be used on multiple web browsers. What is a user script? It's basically an open source license add-on for web browsers that change web pages as they are loaded. Similar to going to, if you're on Google Chrome right now, you can go to inspect and you can change the text. And that's pretty much what the user script does. It changes entire web page for you on your end, but it also uses mostly JavaScript. This allows to change the appearance and add functions to the website without making any permanent changes. As I said before, one example would be creating a review on Craigslist. The add-on will create a review section below the website, but only on your end. However, bad user scripts can be exploited from malicious websites or from storing personal data. For example, a malicious user script can see all your online activity and send your login information to the attacker. It's almost exactly the same thing as installing a bad add-on extension to your web browser or like a bad app on your phone. So some of the best user scripts out there are on Greasy Fork. So I've used the YouTube Best Video Downloader app user script. And on the left is pretty much a blank template, and on the right is a filled-in user script. So on the left, far left, you can see it's before the TypeScript manager, before we put user script. And then in the middle, you can see the button after we input the script. And then if you click on the button, you have the option to download or share, or what kind of video file that you want to download it as. Here's a bad example of a user script using the same code that from the YouTube from the previous slide. I just add in a bit of code, and now it just turned into a malicious script, user script. Bonus points if you can spot it out. Next slide, please.
So in order to implement a user script, as said, you would have to download and install one of either Greasemonkey or Tampermonkey. For my example, I used Tampermonkey. On clicking its add-on icon, you'll see a nice little menu which lets you go to your dashboard, where you can see all your user scripts, or you can just click Create a new script for Tampermonkey to generate a new user script template from the current page you're on, like so. In a new user script, you'll have the comments up top and the function section. In the comments section, you'll have several attributes defined for the user script. Name, version, description, and author are self-explanatory. Namespace lets you define scripts of the same name, while their namespaces are different. Grant lets you define APIs from other scripts that you want to use in your user script. And the most important attribute is match, which defines which sites you want the user script plugin to run said user script on. You can define specific web pages or add a wildcard asterisk at the end of the URL to specify any web pages with that URL prefix. After the comment section, your code goes within the function brackets, like so. This is an example of a simple user script that applies client-side CSS changes to a web page. In the initial function, it gets the head of the document, defines a style attribute and then appends that style to the end of the head element. You can see here how the function is then fed some CSS changes for a text color of white and a background color of dark gray for the body element. Since the match attribute for the user script was www.google.com/search with an asterisk, if you implement the script and go to Google, it will look like that. Note that the actual search results are contained in different elements, which prevents them from being affected by the text color change. From there, if you go even further with CSS, you can make your Google web page look terminal themed, or even stuff as simple as changing your default colors on Facebook or other sites. And this is just CSS. Since Userscripts can run any sort of JavaScript, you can do whatever you want with web page data you can access. In conclusion, Userscripts are pretty much like add-on extensions for web browsers, except you can create and modify the add-on code as you see fit. However, it can also be as dangerous as installing add-on extensions from places you don't know, with script you haven't read. Despite that, Userscripts can be a powerful and useful tool for the more advanced end user, as they let you run almost any kind of JavaScript you want on the web page data that you get. And that will be it.
I actually got some stuff to add on to it. So one of the big difference with some people might be asking, so why don't you just go and install add-on extensions to your web browser instead? And it seems a lot easier than, finding scripts or typing it in. Well, one advantage that Userscripts have over add-on extensions is that add-on extensions on your web browser can slow it down if you have a lot. However, Userscripts may speed up your web browser. It might not even hinder it. And if you do want to start using Userscripts, I would recommend using Tampermonkey since it's on almost every single web browser. Userscript.org used to be a good website to get scripts. However, that website is filled with spam. So I'll recommend going to Greasy Fork to get the scripts. Do be careful though, because there are some malicious code out there. But just look at the ratings, look at the reviews, and look at the code. And just be smart.
Yeah, I guess it's cool to be. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can look at the code and see if there's anything weird in it. It gives the user some sort of freedom to create their own stuff and evaluate the code that they're using. So that'll be all for Greasemonkey, Tampermonkey, and Userscripts.